up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with one more video. All right, guys, it's time to get active today. I got this video in my Instagram at Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. Link in the description box down below. She's dope, but she's a sex worker. Should I date her? I'll leave a link to this one down in the description box down below. Apparently, it's a relationship advice channel by a young woman named Naomi. Let's see what her advice is, and let's see if there's anything that we can learn from this, because I look at this title, and my immediate is no, with a period at the end of that sentence. But let's see what type of advice she gives. Without further ado.
She's super dope, but she's a sex worker. Should I date her?
Nope.
And he says, Dear Naomi.
Not seriously.
There's an actress sex worker who is seriously interested in me, but I don't know about it honestly. Talking to her, she's really cool person. She's super dope vibe, but it's a first for me. And plus, I came out of a toxic relationship this year. I just wanted to see what your take on it would be. Anonymously. All right.
What a ridiculous question.
Honestly, if you're asking me this question, you are not ready. I mean, being in a normal/standard relationship after a toxic one is difficult, let alone trying to date someone who's a sex worker.
Yeah.
You yourself, you have to be secure in yourself to know that her work is her work, and you have to treat it as such. That you have to be secure in your manhood and then trust her or in the relationship.
Pause it right there. Oh God, here we go with the be secure in your manhood BS that I hear. Let me get some definitions out the way real quick. First, when we talk about sex worker, in my mind, maybe she's thinking about something different. In my mind, I'm talking the full gambit that you might involve yourself in a sex industry, meaning anything from you're like a phone sex operator and you're speaking to people, all the way to you are a prostitute, like, and everything else in between. OnlyFans, stripper. I'm talking the entire gambit. This idea that as a man, you are by some means insecure because you do not allow someone that you're dating to participate in whatever it is that they want to do in the sex industry is absolute garbage. It is absolute garbage, and we have to stop this rhetoric. We have to stop these ideals where you get certain actors acting as if, irrespective of the choices that I make in my life, that you should accept me for who I am and what it is that I do. Or if you do not allow me to post these photos and show these things of my body, then you were weak and that you were insecure. You're a little guy because you're not strong in your masculinity, because you can't separate the sex work from the life that she's trying to lead with you. This is insane. Like, this is, and I see this happening, and I never see an alternate point, right? I just see that being conveyed and stamped into young dudes' mind, and then it goes so far. Like, even if a girl is not participating in the sex industry, let's say that you have a girl that, you know, puts up photos of herself that you are not comfortable with. And the thing is like, it's not that I'm insecure. It's just what you're showing is something that's supposed to be for me, right? Like, it has nothing to do with me being insecure as a man. It's just, right? Like, why am I dating you and you're dating your Instagram at the same exact time? Like all for validation, all because you want them to know that, you know, the squats you've been doing over the last 10 months and the way it's affected your hindquarters needs to be seen and validated by people you're not in a relationship with. But see, here's the thing. It starts at men are insecure, and then even if they're not in that industry, it divulges into Instagram, dating someone, and she wants to put up bathing suit photos in a thong. You understand what I'm saying? So it has a trickle-down effect. So we have to begin to talk about this. But I agree with her with the just got out of a toxic relationship. You shouldn't get into another relationship. But I disagree. It sounds like she's about to go into, but it's okay to get into a relationship with a sex worker. You just have to be strong in your masculinity. Women giving men dating advice is an extremely mixed bag. Let's just keep going into this video. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong.
The question is, can you truly do that coming out of a toxic relationship right now? You know, the thing is, you have to be honest with yourself and with her. I mean, you might not be ready to be in any type of relationship right now. True. So my advice to you is you have to get yourself together first before you opt to share any time, intimate time with someone you're thinking about dating.
Yeah, sex worker or non-sex worker.
Or whatever, and not just having sex.
Like, where are you at in life? Bump a relationship.
This is the thing. I am known as a sex worker. And the biggest myth is that sex workers, whether they're a porn star, whether they're escort or dominatrix or whatever, that they cannot sustain a relationship. And I can tell you that's not true.
Okay.
They can't.
Got it. So she's a sex worker. Of course, this is gonna. Of course, it all makes sense now. Okay, my G. Sending letters and notes to sex workers about should you date a sex worker. She's probably gonna be biased in her response. Okay, she's probably gonna be biased in her response. Okay. Now we know where it comes from. So I feel a little bit more relieved because at least I understand the mindset now of where this is gonna come from. Let's keep going.
It totally depends on that other person. Are they secure within themselves of being in a relationship with someone that is a sex worker? The thing that you guys have to remember is that this is a job that they do. Yes, it is about being intimate with somebody else, but not intimate, having sex with someone else. It's the difference between having sex and being intimate. And I know a lot of people, I probably get a lot of comments below and say, no, it's not. It's the same thing. No, it's not. It is not. So the thing is for you, Mr. Anonymous, is that you have to look beyond her job of her being a sex worker. And if you say she's this dope of a person, then be her friend first. Because honestly, you're not ready to be in a relationship anyway, whether it's with a sex worker or with a regular chick or whatever, you're just not ready for it. Thing is, I'm not knowing exactly what was the toxic, I can't pronounce it. I don't know how toxic your relationship was, and if it was you or if it was your your partner that was toxic in a relationship. I don't know.
Let me just comment on what she said earlier. I had to collect myself as I thought through. What she was saying is that for these workers, it's a separate thing between sex and intimacy. And I thought about it and had an adverse reaction at first. And then I doubled back into it. And I think for a sex worker, it probably is. It probably is, right? But this is not most women. Right? Most women have an incredibly hard time separating intimacy from sex. It seems to be something that is more akin to men in the way that we're wired and the way that we think. But most women do not think like that. But to be a sex worker and whatever, has happened in your life to consider to do those things that have made you devoid of connecting sex with intimacy, as I thought about it, okay, I took my non-biased hat off, and this is probably true. I mean, how often do you see porn stars that also have boyfriends? Oftentimes, the porn star's boyfriend is in the industry as well, but you hear about that all day. And I remember originally when I heard that, I was like, what? Porn stars have boyfriends? Like, it don't make sense to me. But it seems as though that there's some people out there that can completely separate intimacy and that act. It's mind-boggling to me. I'm not built from that cloth. It's your life. Live your life how you want to. But as I thought about it, I began to agree with the way that she articulated that. But again, it's not most women. Okay, let's keep going.
But if you're writing me and asking this question, You was questioning yourself. You just needed to confirm it. That's it. You're not ready for no relationship at all, honey. Be her friend. You guys be friends. All right, so love, let me
Some
close
weird
with
editing.
this. I just want to say, I don't know how toxic your last relationship was. That I do not know. I don't know if it was her fault, your fault. I don't know if there was any insecurities in your relationship or whatever. But the thing is that you have to really get yourself together first. Um,
I just don't get why the insecurities card is pulled as much as, right. It's like, it seems like to be the gold standard for those that participate in OnlyFans, and it seems like to be, but I would argue that there's also OnlyFans people that understand that they're doing it for the money, it's temporary, and they shouldn't be dating within that particular time of how it is. But my thing is if I find out after the fact, then I understand a component of your character that will rear its ugly head at some point that I don't want nothing to deal with. Listen, there's statistics out there that talk about how you involve yourself with from a sexuality perspective and the level and degree of happiness that matures within your life. I've covered a couple of videos and talking through all of that. Anyway, it seems like she relies on this insecurity thing as to alleviate the pressure of accountability of what it is that she has chosen to do in her life and how that deselects her out of certain dating markets.
really. And, to be very honest, I have received a question from someone else, but they were a sex worker asking me, is it possible for them to have a relationship with a regular person? And it is, but it's up to you guys individually. Are you going to be okay with her being a sex worker? And is that sex worker going to be okay with you being okay with her being a sex worker? I know this is something all totally, it gets more deeper than that. But truly, you guys have to be strong independently without that other person. And then when you guys are with that other person, whether you're a sex worker or not, or in a relationship with a sex worker or not, you have to know that that person is just an added spice to what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? That you're not depending on that other person for happiness.
Okay, I can't do anymore. Let me try to give you some better advice, my G. When you write something into somebody specific to your situation, you speak about toxicity that happened, and now you want to get into another situation with a sex worker. You have no idea what life is about. You have no idea what this world is about. You have no idea of who you are. You have no idea how to achieve happiness. You need to go on a complete and utter journey of self-reliance, independence, and continuous education to understand all of these things. It shows to me like you're going to get to another situation and that's going to completely upheave you again from your situation before. You understand what I'm saying? Do you have a purpose in your life? How's your health, wealth, and understanding? How's your financial due diligence in education? How are you working in on your masculinity? These are the things that you should be building up in your young 20s to make sure that you are the happiest that you can be going further into your life. The fact that she's cool, right? Like, and that's your reason? That's your reasoning for entertaining her? We vibe well together. Whatever it is he was saying in the video. You are completely, you're going down an incredibly wrong path. You understand what I'm saying? And stop sending letters to sex workers, all right? they probably not going to give you the best advice, okay? Guys, I'm not done with this video. It's like it's about 4 more minutes left into the video. I'll leave a link down in the description box down below if you want to check out all of the content. I have not seen any other videos on the channel. Let me know if there's anything else on there that I should be reacting to. And we'll go from there. Questions, comments, concerns, y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Instagram at mediocre tutorials and reviews. It's long, but you know how to spell. If you don't, link down in the description box down below. Oh, did I mention I have a Patreon as well. The inner circle is building. All of these things that I was just talking about and then some, we talk about on the Patreon. The resources that we have up there to help you on your path to be the best version of yourself. It's amazing. Trust me. It's amazing up there. Until next time, YouTube. Peace!